Tonight, our teams put themselves through the toughest challenges in their bid to become Body Heat Champions 1994.
Competing tonight in Body Heat are, in green, Nanette Hollis and Frances Ennison. In gold, Amanda Clark and Paul Green. And in blue, Debbie Quinton and Gary Eldred. And battling against the forces of nature underground is Jeremy Guscott.
The big question is, how unfit are you? Are you the sort of person that gets out of breath just watching other people exert themselves? Because if that's the case, you're in for the most uncomfortable half hour of your lives. We have some serious challenges here on Body Heat tonight and some enormous physical challenges for them. The first one is going to be set by a man who has no fewer than 3 world records in his sport. He's won medals at the last 2 Olympic Games. And he got his first world record in 1989. Please welcome the world's #1 breaststroke swimmer, Nick Gillingham. Good to see you on dry land for a while.
Yeah,
Tremendous achievements for you in sport. Are there any more to come?
Well, obviously, the Olympic gold eludes myself at the moment. Atlanta's only 2 years away, so I'm working hard towards that.
So what are they going to do tonight?
They're swimming 800 metres freestyle. It'll be timed. It has to be front crawl. It's the fastest of all the competitive strokes, so we'll see how they do. 800
metres is like crossing Lake Windermere. So just to help our contenders, I'll say, imagine that the Jaws shark is in the water and it fancies some 11s, and you'll get to the other side a bit quicker, won't you? Good. This is your attempt at it, Nick, because we recorded you this afternoon. Now, you really are a fish out of water. This is not your stroke, and you're out of water. How did it feel?
Oh, it was really painful. Very painful in the triceps, very painful in the forearms. And the pacing is very, very important. The last 200 metres is vital, and if you misjudge that pace very early on, you'll find it tremendously hard in the closing stages.
Your time was just over 8 minutes 30. Do you think they'll beat that?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, we're not in the water, we're not using the proper techniques, and if you're very powerful, then yes, you could get very close, if not better it.
Let's see what happens then on Body Heat Event 1.
This is not a race against the clock. You are racing against your opponent. And make sure you do look at the screens to see how you're doing. So are we ready? To our marks, go! As they set off on this 800-metre swim, let's meet our teams. And just taking the early lead is the Blues' Gary Eldred.
I'm a 30-year-old builder with my own building company, working in South East London and North West Kent area. When I'm not working, I play rugby for Sidcup. As well as rugby training, I do Debbie's step aerobics and circuit training. I like going out to pubs and clubs and generally enjoying life.
Just over 100 metres gone and Gary's still in the lead. The girls are not that far behind. First in their race is Gary's girlfriend and team partner, Debbie Quinton.
I'm a 28-year-old fitness instructor from Beckenham. As well as my classes, I work out in the gym, love cycling and go jogging and swimming. My other great interest in life is travelling. I've been all over Europe, lived in Greece and visited the Far East and Australia. I have lots of friends and enjoy going out partying whenever I can.
With just under 150 metres gone, Debbie is still in the lead for the girls, but not too far behind her in the golds is Amanda Clark.
I am 20 years old and a full-time fitness instructor from Manchester, often running classes for the Manchester Fire Service cadets at Moss Side Fire Station. My outdoor activities include swimming and playing lacrosse. And when I'm not doing any of these, you'll find me working behind the bar at the Roebuck pub in Urmston, where I live.
Amanda's falling a little farther behind Debbie now. And back with the men, Amanda's partner Paul Green has taken the lead.
I am 31 years old and work as a firefighter at Moss Side Fire Station in Manchester. I enjoy anything to do with the outdoors, and a lot of my spare time is taken up by hill walking and mountain biking. When not out on the hills, I keep fit by regular sessions at aerobics and circuit training.
As our swimmers near the 270 metres mark, Paul is still in the lead over Gary. And back in third place is the Greens' Francis Ennison.
I'm 34 years old, single. I teach aerobics, step aerobics and circuit training, which Nanette comes to. I also teach PE at a private prep school. My interests include squash, tennis, martial arts, photography and piano. An ambition of mine is to produce my own fitness magazine, which at the moment is in the pipeline.
Francis is still in third place, just ahead of the leading girl, the Blues' Debbie. She is being chased by Francis' partner, Nanette Hollis.
I'm 31 years old and I'm working as a PA and office manager for Heritage Oil and Gas. I find that keeping as high a level of fitness as possible keeps me sane and more able to cope with some of the pressures at work. It's also a way of letting go and getting rid of the stress of the day. I'm looking forward to the challenge of body heat and I'm sure it's going to be great fun.
Nanette's still in second for the girls, behind Debbie in blue in this 800-metre race. They all seem to have developed a rather strange style of swimming, none more so than Paul Green. There are our teams, now over to Nick Gillingham and Mike.
So, leading the field now, it's Paul Green, the fireman from Manchester, but not too far back on him is the early leader, Gary Eldred. But looking at Gary's face, I'd say there's a bit of a... Oh, my heavens, look, that's Paul's face.
Well, if there was water there, he'd be a dead man. No, the crowd are going wild here. It really is very close down the final stages. A lot of deep breathing, a lot of sweating, a lot of aggression. And I think if the breathing is controlled now in these final stages, it really is going to be a fine end result here with some fast performances.
Debbie Quinton has taken third place overall. She's just overhauled Francis Ennison at 650 metres. There she is. And I think she's well in front on the girls' race. We'll look at that later. But let's see what we're doing with the front end here. What's going on between these two guys, because they must be coming up close to the finish. 730 metres, and Gary Eldred is making a sprint for it. He can see on the screen now what you can see. Gary Eldred making a sprint to get Paul Green, the firefighter.
Only some 4 or 5 seconds in arrears now, and he's closing down with just 40 metres to go, and we're just approaching the 8-minute barrier. Doesn't look like they're going to break the 8 minutes, but a world-class performance is round about that time. So excellent swimming here, but actually the yellow team now for the male swimmers does actually seem to be holding that lead, and no doubt will cross the line with just 10 metres to go. And it is indeed 800 metres, 8 minutes 16.7. Phenomenal result, world-class swimming. And coming in now, very, very strong is Debbie, and I think we'll be signing her up this summer for the Commonwealth Games. Fantastic swimming.
This is an excellent event for the Blues, because there's Gary Eldred getting second place in his class. And now for the women's race, Debbie Quinton into her last 30 metres. There's Gary, pushing her on, making sure she gets there. She's well in front of the women's race. She can cruise to the finish line if she wants, but she wants that third place overall. 3 metres, 2, 1, she's there. 9:02. Great time. 9:06 for Francis Ennison coming in. We have 2 more to come home. We're looking for second place, and there's second place for the girls. This is Nanette Hollis. Now, the truly amazing thing here, there she's home in 9:23.1. The truly amazing thing is that the swimmer has come last.
Oh, Dan, you look like you were giving everything out here. Was it hard?
Yeah, very hard.
What was it? Was it the tops of your arms or your chest?
Your arms, just getting the rhythm, really.
Did you manage to get yourself comfortable on the
bench?
bench?
Yeah, in the end. It's at first awkward, because you're not used to it. Then you get in a rhythm and you just keep with that.
You look like you had a lot of strength out there. Well done, Debbie.
Scores for the girls, 50 for Amanda, 75 for Nanette, and 100 for Debbie. For the boys, 50 for Francis, 75 for Gary, and 100 for Paul. Add those up, and in team terms, it's third for the Greens, second for the Yellows, and first for the Blues.
Now, I know this looks like a pedalo for the man who has everything, but it's actually a very serious piece of equipment.
It's also just about the most accurate way of measuring muscle strength, and that's what we're going to use it for tonight.
In that case, I'm leaving.
Hamstrings and quads measured. Just a reminder that these figures represent the number of kilograms the competitors are lifting using all those muscle groups. It's another good result there for Debbie. She's got 25 bonus points, 5 for every kilo lifted, over 250 for the girls. And a fantastic score for Francis, the highest so far in this series. He'll get 60 bonus points, 5 for every kilo above 400 for the boys. And a good result with bonuses for Gary as well. It means it's a third place for Amanda, second for Nanette, and first for Debbie. And for the boys, a third for Paul, a second for Gary, and first for Francis, with bonus points everywhere. Add them all up, the team scores look like this. A good win for the green team. Add those onto their previous scores, the greens, Nanette and Francis, are now second, but still in the lead. It's Debbie and Gary for the blues.
This may not look like a particularly dangerous place to stand at the moment, but I can tell you in a few minutes it will be, because bodies will be dropping and sweat will be flying everywhere. This is the bleep test. If they miss more than 2 bleeps, they're out.
Although our teams are running, this has very little to do with leg strength, but it's a great way of testing their ability to use oxygen to produce energy.
So in part 2, we'll find out who's best. And I can tell you something, it's not me.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Guscott prepares to face the challenges of survival in the caves of the Peak District.
It's Body Heat, part 2, and we rejoin the bleep test at level 10. Nanette in green already has 2 warnings, and Amanda in the golds has 1. Nanette, though, is back in because they have to miss 3 consecutive bleeps before they're disqualified.
And she ran that length well, but has fallen behind again.
And Amanda in the gold has gone out, so she gets 3rd place. Nanette looks like she's slipping behind.
No, she hasn't caught up. It's really hard to do it twice.
Now, how many calories are they using up running like this?
Well, you use about 900 an hour. That's as many calories as you would find in a 6-ounce bar of milk chocolate.
Francis for the greens is struggling.
This is a test that big men find very tough.
And he's out. That's level 11.5. And now Debbie has had 2 warnings. And she's out. A superhuman effort there. Just to remind you, the time between the bleeps gets shorter as the levels go up. And at level 12, for example, they're running those 20-metre lengths in about 5 seconds.
At level 12.
Oh, Gary is really struggling. Really struggling. He's out. Now, what does it feel like when you just can't go on anymore?
I can tell you, your legs feel very, very heavy. You can't feel as though you can take another step with them.
Still on level 12 and Paul Green going strong. People have asked us, why do the competitors keep on running when they know they've won? The answer is because they get bonus points if they reach level 15.
And to prove their own maximum level.
2 warnings now for Paul. He's caught up again. Amanda urging him on from the sidelines. But even that isn't enough. 2 more warnings for Paul. Surely he can't catch it up this time. He doesn't, but that's a tremendous effort.
Well done. Absolutely wonderful. You got up to level 13 yet. Did you expect to get to that?
No, not with the lights.
Very good. So you do a bit of mountain biking. That's got to have helped out there.
Yeah, I could run with a bike.
You can run with a bike.
Now the individual results. A great run for both Paul and Debbie, but no bonus points available. In team terms, it's 125 for the greens, 150 for the golds, and 175 for the blues. All of that means that the blues, Debbie and Gary, move just a little bit further into the lead.
Pressure, stress. In a tight situation, there's only one man for the job. And unfortunately, this week he's not available, so here once again is Jeremy Guscott.
For tonight's pressure point, we're in the spectacular Derbyshire Peak District. The challenge for our competitors is to climb up this hill and raise a flag at the top. Sounds straightforward enough.
But the problem is, they've got to start 250 feet below ground in a cave known as Giant's Hole.
First, though, the training.
Release the teeth by just pushing down on that a little bit.
That's how you come down. The challenge starts with a 30-foot climb up Giant's Hole. Then there's a run through the cave system, followed by a 20-foot climb up a freezing cold waterfall. Then, wet and exhausted, there's a 200-yard sprint or scramble up to the flagpole.
Yes!
So our teams are off on the 30-foot climb up the first cave. And Amanda for the golds is finding out how tough it is hauling yourself up that rope. It's really hard on the arms. She attaches herself to a safety line, which is Paul's cue to start climbing down below. He's zooming up that rope, but doesn't know at this stage that the blues are already way ahead of him and Amanda. He's at the top, and for a fireman, that bit's not too hard for him. The blues are into the tunnel first, followed by the golds Amanda and Paul, and greens Nanette and Francis. Next, it's the 20-foot climb up the waterfall, and the water is really cold. Debbie clips onto the ropes. But the golds and greens have made up some of the gap. For someone who is scared of caving, Blues Debbie is really flying up that waterfall. Maybe she's just desperate to get out. Not much further now. She's unclipped her safety harness. And here comes Gary. So the blues are still in the lead, but the greens Nanette and Francis are now just ahead of the golds. Francis is hauling himself up the last few feet of the climb. It won't be long before he's out of that freezing water. He's at the top. He's unhooked his harness. And it's the greens who can now see the light at the end of the tunnel. But the blues are still ahead. This is real ankle-twisting stuff. Now they face an exhausting 200-yard climb. The golds and the greens are still pretty much neck and neck for that second place. Blues Debbie and Gary are well in the lead, but in places that hill has a gradient of 1 in 2. And the golds and greens are both out of the tunnel and closing the gap. But it looks like it'll be Gary who's first to the flagpole for the blues. And they take first place.
Come on. We're there, come on. Let's go, dig in. First, come on.
The battle for second is still desperately close.
Go, hand. Come on.
But greens Nanette and Francis just grabbed second place from the exhausted golds Paul and Amanda.
Brilliant.
She was terrified at the start, but Debbie's unexpected climbing skills have given victory to the Blues.
Excellent!
Oh, my legs are gone.
Well, wobbly legs or not, it's yet another victory for the seemingly invincible Blues, and that 200 added to their previous scores means that they are now 130 points clear of their nearest rivals.
If you're thinking of doing this, have a piece of advice from me. Don't!
As Mike has proven, this isn't as easy as it looked, and he started fresh. Our teams are going to be completely exhausted before they've even started. And this is not just downright perversity on our part or that of the Royal Navy Physical Training Unit. On the Batak War, we want to test recovery rate as well as reflexes and coordination.
The boys start their 30 seconds on the Batak. It looks as if the Blues should win, but the question is, will they score enough to get onto our leaderboard and be in with a chance of going to our grand final in Spain? They mustn't hit those lights too hard. It must be a direct hit, nice light touch, otherwise the light won't go out. Green team doing very well. It is, of course, possible for more than one team from this programme to get into the top 3 so far in the series. On the changeover to the girls, both Debbie and Nanette know that they need a final total of more than 1,215 if they're both to get onto that leaderboard. You use up fewer calories doing this than you do running. You need to do this for an hour to burn up the calories in a 1 pound baked potato. This is about the same as playing squash. And the Blues are past the 12:25 mark, so they're on the leaderboard. They're going to Spain at the moment. Gary's dropped his bat. That could cost them something. Time's up, and a fantastic score for the Blues. 1,345, the highest of the series so far. Also a good score at 12:25 for the Greens. The winners of Body Heat tonight with a score of 1,345 points. It's Gary and Debbie, the Blues! And some congratulations for them from some gallant losers. That's Gary's sister. She's exhausted herself cheering him on tonight.
And our leaderboard confirms those results. And what a lead Debbie and Gary have. This has been a very high-scoring show, and 2 of tonight's teams could be on their way to the final in Spain.
Wonderful score for you two, Gary and Debbie. That was tough work. I tell you what we'll allow you, though. We'll allow you to kiss for at least 5 seconds, all right, while I say goodnight. So have a little kiss. That's the good stuff. And we'll see you next week on Body Heat, OK? Well done. Come over here.